You're about to discover the aircraft that flipped expectations overnight. A French jet that didn't just join Israel's Air Force, it lifted it into a completely new era. The Mirage IIICJ wasn't supposed to change everything, but it did. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a closer look at a jet that reshaped the direction of Israel's Air Force, the Mirage IIICJ. When this aircraft first arrived, many believed it would simply fill the gap between older fighters and the next generation of aircraft. But what actually happened was far more influential. The Mirage IIICJ brought a level of speed, agility, and altitude performance that Israel had never experienced before. Pilots quickly realized they could climb faster, reach targets quicker, and pull off maneuvers that were previously impossible with older designs. This wasn't just an upgrade, it was a turning point. The Mirage IIICJ became the backbone of a modernized air strategy that boosted pilot confidence and operational flexibility. Its performance in training alone convinced commanders that this jet could carry much heavier responsibilities than initially expected. With its delta wing design and light structure, the aircraft transformed air engagements by giving pilots the edge in acceleration and control. Today, we'll explore how this French fighter did more than fly. It elevated an entire air force and opened the door to a new chapter of aviation capability in Israel. The Mirage IIICJ entered service at a time when Israel was seeking stronger aerial capabilities that could adapt to fast-changing regional challenges. The aircraft's design immediately offered something new: high-speed interception combined with reliable climb performance. Pilots reported that once they sat inside the Mirage cockpit, they felt the jet respond instantly, as if it were an extension of their own movements. This gave the Air Force something it had been missing: a fighter that could rise quickly to altitude, patrol for extended periods, and confront incoming threats at ranges older aircraft struggled to reach. Its radar system, although basic by today's standards, provided enough situational awareness to give pilots better reaction time. The Mirage IIICJ's arrival also marked the introduction of more modern maintenance routines and improved operational planning. Because the aircraft required precise handling, technicians adopted new practices that later carried over to future jets. What truly set the Mirage apart, however, was its reliability. In training missions, pilots pushed the aircraft hard, yet it consistently performed. This reliability created trust, and that trust allowed Israel's Air Force to reshape its doctrine around faster engagements, tighter maneuvering, and more accurate mission planning with confidence. When pilots first tested the Mirage IIICJ in real scenarios, they noticed how its delta wing structure allowed rapid turns without losing stability. This gave them an immediate tactical advantage. Older aircraft often struggled to maintain tight loops or sudden dives at high speed, but the Mirage could shift direction with surprising smoothness. The jet's powerful Adar engine added another layer of capability by giving pilots enough thrust to climb at a rate that outperformed many aircraft in the region. This meant the Mirage IIICJ could dictate the starting point of engagements by choosing altitude and distance more strategically. The aircraft's compact frame also made it harder to track visually, giving pilots a subtle but important edge. These features combined to build a new level of confidence inside Israel's Air Force. Pilots felt they finally had an aircraft that responded as fast as their decisions. This wasn't about dominating the sky, it was about precision, readiness, and control. As pilots became more comfortable with the Mirage's style, they began developing new aerial tactics around its strengths. These tactics would later influence future doctrines and inspire upgrades that extended the Mirage's service life far longer than originally planned. One of the lesser-known impacts of the Mirage IIICJ was how it changed the training process. New pilots entering the academy were introduced to faster jets earlier in their learning stages, preparing them for modern aerial environments. The Mirage's sensitivity to movement encouraged trainees to develop smoother control habits and better situational awareness. Commanders recognized this as a major step toward preparing a new generation of pilots who would eventually fly even more advanced aircraft. The training focus shifted from basic handling to high-speed maneuvering, energy management, and rapid decision-making. The Mirage IIICJ also introduced more advanced simulation methods that helped pilots rehearse scenarios before executing them in the air. This change significantly improved mission accuracy and reduced response time. Maintenance crews likewise received specialized instruction because the Mirage required careful management of its airframe and engine. These new practices created a more refined training culture, with everyone working toward higher standards. The aircraft didn't simply lift Israel's air capabilities, it lifted expectations across the entire aviation ecosystem. The Mirage IIICJ became a platform for refining skills, building discipline, and establishing a solid foundation for the arrival of later advanced fighters. The Mirage IIICJ wasn't just a performer in the air, it also reshaped how missions were planned and executed. Israel's Air Force adopted new strategies that matched the jet's strengths. For instance, pilots began using high-altitude approaches to maximize the Mirage's climb rate advantage. This allowed them to conserve energy, control engagement timing, and select the moment they initiated maneuvering. The aircraft's strong acceleration also made it suitable for quick response missions. Commanders learned they could scramble Mirages within minutes, sending them to intercept incoming threats or patrol active zones with remarkable speed. This responsiveness created a dependable safety net. The Mirage's aerodynamic design made it ideal for both defensive and reconnaissance roles. Its slim profile allowed it to operate efficiently at high speeds while maintaining stability. Because of this, the aircraft became a core tool for gathering aerial awareness. These mission styles helped Israel develop a flexible playbook where a single aircraft could shift between multiple roles. This adaptability proved essential for maintaining readiness across varying scenarios. The Mirage IIICJ became a quiet but reliable foundation for operational planning, helping shape a structure that would support future generations of fighters for decades. During its service years, the Mirage IIICJ became known for its blend of simplicity and effectiveness. Pilots admired how uncluttered the cockpit was compared to later aircraft. This design reduced distractions and made it easier to focus on flying. The aircraft's instrumentation was straightforward, allowing pilots to quickly read important data without unnecessary complexity. This simplicity also made the Mirage resilient. In high-stress scenarios, pilots found it easier to maintain control because the aircraft responded predictably. Its engine performance was consistent, offering strong thrust without unexpected fluctuations. Maintenance teams appreciated that the Mirage had fewer components prone to wear, making repairs efficient. These qualities helped the aircraft maintain an impressive operational availability rate. The Mirage IIICJ also proved durable under demanding conditions, resisting temperature shifts and rough landings better than many contemporaries. Its sturdy design allowed pilots to push the aircraft's envelope while still maintaining safety margins. As technology advanced, the Mirage's combination of simplicity and reliability became a reminder that strong performance doesn't always require high complexity. This aircraft demonstrated that thoughtful engineering and pilot-centric design can create long-lasting impact and shape the direction of aviation strategy. Another important contribution of the Mirage IIICJ was its role in strengthening partnerships between Israel and international industries. The aircraft came from France, but its integration led to deeper technical cooperation, exchange of knowledge, and shared development insights. Engineers from both countries collaborated on maintenance improvements and explored ways to adapt the Mirage to local requirements. This collaborative environment helped Israel enhance its understanding of advanced aerodynamics, engine systems, and structural design. These lessons directly influenced the development of future indigenous projects. The Mirage also inspired modifications that were later applied to other aircraft in Israel's inventory. As technicians and engineers interacted with the aircraft, they gained first-hand experience in adapting foreign systems to local conditions. This experience became a cornerstone for building domestic expertise. The Mirage IIICJ therefore acted as a bridge, connecting foreign innovation with local creativity. Through this process, Israel strengthened its technical foundation and increased its capacity to absorb and apply new aviation technologies. The aircraft's influence in this area remains significant because it supported the rise of later domestic advancements that relied on the knowledge and experience gained from working closely with the Mirage platform. The Mirage IIICJ also helped shape the mindset of Israeli pilots. Because it demanded precision, pilots learned to think more proactively about energy angle. The Mirage required skillful handling at high speeds, and pilots developed habits that carried over to later aircraft like the K-4 and F-16 variants. This mindset emphasized smoothness, awareness, and anticipation. Pilots trained to manage the aircraft's energy efficiently, preventing unnecessary losses during tight maneuvers. This approach improved safety and performance. The aircraft also strengthened discipline in cockpit procedures. Pilots became more rigorous about checklists, flight planning, and understanding their aircraft's limits. These improvements helped build a culture of careful preparation and reliable execution. The Mirage IIICJ essentially trained pilots to think ahead, not just react. This cognitive shift had a lasting effect on the Air Force as a whole. The aircraft's unique flight style encouraged pilots to improve their adaptability. They learned to make fast decisions while staying calm and focused. These qualities formed the foundation for the next generation of pilots. Even long after the Mirage left frontline service, its influence remained visible in how pilots approached flying, training, and decision-making. Over time, the Mirage IIICJ became a symbol of transition. It represented the moment Israel's Air Force stepped into a more modern era. Although later jets surpassed it in technology, the Mirage held a special place because it marked the beginning of this transformation. The aircraft's introduction led to improvements in tactics, training, engineering, and operational planning. It demonstrated that speed, agility, and careful design could dramatically lift a country's aviation capabilities. The Mirage IIICJ also encouraged innovation. As its strengths and limitations became clear, engineers began thinking creatively about future aircraft that could exceed these benchmarks. This mindset led to significant upgrades, experiments, and eventually the creation of new domestic platforms. The Mirage also helped Israel's Air Force build a strong identity centered around adaptability and readiness. Its long service life showed that a well-designed aircraft could remain relevant when supported by effective maintenance and thoughtful upgrades. The Mirage IIICJ's legacy endured not because it was the most advanced aircraft, but because it arrived at the right time and provided exactly what the Air Force needed to evolve. Its influence is still recognized today as a key milestone in aviation development. As we reflect on the Mirage IIICJ, its impact becomes clear. It wasn't just a fighter jet, but a catalyst for growth. It strengthened aviation skills, introduced new operational standards, and helped shape a more confident and capable Air Force. This French aircraft gave Israel the tools it needed to modernize rapidly and prepare for future challenges. The Mirage IIICJ's influence extended beyond technology. It shaped culture, discipline, and strategy. Pilots learned new styles of flying, Technicians gained new standards of precision, and commanders developed new approaches to planning. The aircraft's story shows how one platform can create lasting change when adopted at the right moment. Even after more advanced jets arrived, the Mirage's contribution remained visible in tactics, planning, and pilot behavior. It formed the foundation on which future generations would build stronger capabilities. The Mirage IIICJ stands as a reminder that innovation often begins with adopting the right tool and learning everything it can teach. Its legacy continues through the systems and strategies that evolved from its service years, marking it as one of the most influential aircraft in Israel's aviation journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive into aviation history, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below which aircraft or technology you want us to explore next.